I mentioned you about Cartesian product. For suppose if I have two sets A and B, then the Cartesian product of the two sets A and B is A cross B. And we define that this A cross B contains all possible ordered pairs such that the first element of the ordered pair is from the first set and the second element is from the second set. That in the sense A cross B, Cartesian product between A and B or Cartesian product of AB connects every element of set A to every element of set B in all possible ways. Okay, so we have all possible, in all possible ways we just connected the elements of A to the elements of B in A cross B. And as I mentioned you, A cross B is again a set and it consists of the ordered pairs. Now you just think about, see how many there are some subsets for this A cross B, right? So the subsets of A cross B, the subsets of A cross B are known as relations. At the end, relations are just subsets for A cross B. Okay, what I am defining at the end? At the end, you need to know that relation is usually denoted by the letter R, is simply a subset of A cross B. If you are thinking about the sets AB, then this relation is subset of A cross B. And if your situation or the problem is related to PQ, then the relation is subset of P cross Q, like that. Okay, once again just have it. For suppose I have a set A and you may take the set A consists of for example, I will give you some example. Take A with some elements, like you may say 1, 2, 3, and set B, it consists of some elements, you may take them as 3, 4. Set A consists of 3 elements 1, 2, 3. Set B consists of some 2 elements 3, 4. Then A cross B just connects every element of A to every element of B. Then A cross B is simply ordered pairs 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4. So all these 6 elements are there in A cross B. Now you just think about it. A cross B is again a set. Is the set right? Set containing ordered pairs. And how many elements are there in A cross B? And for sure, A cross B contains 6 elements here. N of A cross B is equals to 6, which is simply nothing but the product of these two. Number of elements in A into number of elements in B, as we discussed. And now think about the subsets of A cross B. Number of subsets for A cross B. Number of subsets for A cross B. How many subsets are there for A cross B? Since there are 6 elements in A cross B, then as we discussed in sets, if a set has n elements, then the number of subsets of A cross B are 2 power 6. And 2 power 6 are how many? 64, is it right? 2 power 6 is 64. See, number of subsets of A cross B is 64. Here, every subset of A cross B is a relation. That's the basic definition. And so there are 64 relations from A to B. See, number of subsets of A cross B is 64. That concludes that number of relations from A to B. Number of relations from A to B are 64. Why? Because since every subset is a relation. Every subset of A cross B, is a relation. Just think about it. At the end, the basic definition of relation is very simple, but we need to analyze in usual practical way. The basic definition of the relation is just nothing but, a subset of A cross B. Is it clear? A subset of A cross B is simply mentioned as a relation, and to analyze that relation we use different techniques. Okay, to understand that relation we just analyze different properties of the ordered pairs and everything. First of all, basically relation is simply nothing but the subset of A cross B. Since there are 6 elements in A cross B, there exist 64 subsets and every subset is a relation. So the number of relations from the set A to the set B are 64. Just have a look and then I will continue it. Okay. Right here in this situation, since there are 64 subsets and 64 relations, usually we denote a relation by R. So I am erasing this for the space concern. And since there are 64 relations, you may take those relations as like this usually. Okay, you may say R1, R2, R3 and so on. R64 are relations from A to B. Okay, are relations from A to B. You may take a subset. Okay, you just name it in your possible way, no problem. Okay, you just take a subset. I will take a subset, I will name it as R1, subset of A cross B containing the elements 1, 3 and 1, 4. See, this is a relation. Okay, this is a relation. And for suppose I will give you another relation, I will take another relation just like R2, a subset containing, you may say something like anything as you wish. Set containing 3 comma 3, ordered by 3 comma 3 I will take, and it is a relation containing single element. And I will take another relation, you may say R3, empty. See, we know that the number of subsets of a set is 2 power n, and in the 2 power n empty subset is also there, right? And that's why, so among these 64 relations, one relation is clearly empty relation. And for suppose you may take some R64 or any number, no problem, set containing all the elements, okay, 1, 2, 1, not 1, 2, right? 1, 3, 1, 4 and so on if you continue up to 3, 4. That in the sense complete A cross B I may take. This complete A cross B again acts like a relation because every set is subset of itself, and that's why A cross B is itself a subset for A cross B. So among those 64 subsets, set containing all the elements of A cross B is again a subset, and this R64 is again a relation. Is it clear? So there exist 64 relations. You just form those 64 relations by taking few elements of this set. Is it clear? Just have a look. And after identifying these relations, okay, again we just represent those relations in all possible ways. Just as we discussed in the case of Cartesian product, there are different ways of representation like set builder form, graphical form, arrow diagrammatic form, as well as the list form, and everything we have for A cross B. Since a relation is just a subset of A cross B, so relations also have all those type of representations here. So for suppose if I have a relation like this 1, 3 and 1, 4, so I have a chance to represent this relation in arrow diagrammatic form, as well as in graphical form, as well as in tree diagrammatic form, and in all possible types as in A cross B. Here again we have further relations. But among all those, usually we use just the set builder form, list form and arrow diagrammatic form. That's it for the sets having finite number of elements. Whereas for the sets having infinite number of elements, we just use graphical representation. And I mentioned you all those representations in the previous class. Okay, just have a look till now. And the next point, I will mention a rule for the relation. Okay, what? A rule for the relation. Till now what I mentioned you, if you have any two sets A and B, right, you are able to write A cross B, right, and in every subset of A cross B is a relation, right. So there are 64 relations here in particular for this AB, right, and then see you just name those relations maybe like this R1, R2 and so on R64, right, and then say I mentioned you few examples here. See, likewise if you are able, you are allowed to write 64 relations in such a manner, but here just I mentioned you 4. Okay, just have a look till now. Okay, just have a look. So once again I am repeating you. Okay, here since A cross B there are 6 elements, so it consists of 64 subsets. Every subset is a relation, so I have a chance to write 64 subsets in such a manner. You just don't give importance for these names like R1, R2, R3, R64. You just take any name as your wish. Okay, you just take any name as your wish and write the elements in this subset from this A cross B in your possible way. Okay, in your way. Okay, no problem. Right? I am erasing this. Right? So and then the next point is rule of a relation. We usually call it as rule of the relation or property of the relation. Okay. This rule of the relation is simply nothing but what I say. Rule of the relation is simply nothing but A rule which is satisfied by every element of the relation. Okay. Second one, rule of the relation. It represents a rule to connect first element and second element of the ordered pair. A rule to connect first element and second element of the ordered pair. Second element of the ordered pair. And which is satisfied by every ordered pair in the relation, and which is satisfied by every ordered pair of the relation. See, once again I am repeating, you just observe it. See, a rule is just nothing but rule of the relation means, see, for suppose if you take a relation, there are some ordered pairs, and if there is any property, okay, which is satisfied by every ordered pair of the relation, then we say it as rule of the relation, and that rule is not compulsory. You just memorize it, okay? Rule is not compulsory. Sometimes you are not able to find a rule. There is a rule for the relation, sometimes you will find and sometimes you can't find. And for a relation there exist many rules, okay? For suppose what I will tell you is, for suppose, yeah, you just think about it. R1 is equals to ordered pair 1 3 and ordered pair 1 4. What is the rule of this relation R1? Okay? What is the rule of the relation R1? What you say about that rule? See, simply here this 1 is same in both the relations, right? Since this 1 is same in both the relations, I will write it like this. I will write this rule as like this. So actually what are the elements I previously observed there? So otherwise I will give you some other set. Just have a look. I need sets A and B also. I will take some other sets and I will give you the rules, okay? Set containing 1 comma 2 and B is equals to set containing 2 comma 3. And now if you just have a look, this A cross B consists of 4 elements, 1 2, 1 3, 2 2, 2 3, okay? Right. And now number of relations. And how many relations I have here? Number of relations is equals to number of subsets of A cross B. Number of subsets of A cross B, which is equals to 2 power 4, and that is equals to 16. There exist 16 relations for this, okay? From A to B. I will take a relation. You may say it as some R1. See, R1 is set containing, what I will take? For suppose I have 1 3 2 3. Set containing 1 3 2 3 is a relation which is clearly a subset of A cross B. Then what you say about the rule of R1? See, if you search for the rule of R1, see, for sure, since the second element is same, the rule is simply second element is equals to 3. I will just mention it like that. Second element is equals to 3. Because every second element is 3 in this relation, in the every second element of every ordered pair is 3. So simply I write it like 3, no problem, okay? See, rule is just as your observation, okay? So a second element is equals to 3, okay? For suppose if I take a relation, if I give you a rule, I am erasing this, nothing is there here, just the definition, which is simply a rule or property satisfied by every ordered pair. That's it. For suppose I will define a relation R2. R2, okay? Its rule is first element less than second element. First element is less than second element is the rule. Then you need to mention the ordered pairs of R2. Just think about it. 1 2, first element is less than second element. 1 3, first element is less than second element. 2 2, they are not satisfying such property. 2 3, first element is less than second element. So clearly I will take like this: 1 2, 1 3 and 2 3. Is it clear? That's the relation by the rule. Okay. For suppose I have from R3. Okay. For suppose I will take R3, a singleton set like 1 2. What you will give the rules? Okay. What is the rule of R3? rule of R3. How can you define the rule? See, there are many possibilities to define the rule. Okay. See, the first element is 1, right? Okay. And if you multiply this 1 with 2, you will get the second element. Okay. So sometimes they may give like this second element, or you may say R3 is equals to set containing the ordered pairs x comma y such that the second element y is equals to 2x. Okay. So usually if x comma y is the standard ordered pair, then we say that the second element is equals to 2 times of the first element, and that's why I take that y is equals to 2x. No problem here, right? And for suppose if I take another relation R4, which is an empty relation. Since there are 16 relations, among those 16, one empty relation also possible. For suppose if you take an empty relation, so this is an empty relation, then what you say about the rule of this empty relation? See, I will define that ordered pairs having second element as 7. What is my definition? Ordered pairs having second element as 7. Is it right? So is there any ordered pair having second element as 7? No. Since there are no such elements, so this it contains no elements. And one of you may define the first element of the ordered pair is 7. Are there any such relation, any ordered pairs? No. So it contains no element. So that in the sense here, if you say, for example, if you take 10 people, one person will give you one definition. The second element is 7. Another person will give you another definition. Sum of those two elements is 2020. Is it possible? Do we have any such element in this relation? No. Since we don't have any such element, that definition clearly satisfies for this relation. See, what I am concluding you is, a relation has many rules. Okay. If you observe in different angles, some relations may give us many rules. Okay. See, for suppose the same R4, empty relation. So just give rules for that R4. One person will say that the second element is 7. Another person will say that the first element is 7. Another person will say that the sum of the two elements is 2020. Like that, there are many possible ways to define, but all those possible definitions don't give any element, because no element is satisfying those definitions here. So we don't get any element in this R4. So this R4 has many relations. Not only this empty relation, sometimes these type of non-empty relations also have many rules. Okay, it depends upon the person who is observing. Okay, it is our view, right? It is our view to observe the property satisfied by every ordered pair. So sometimes these ordered pairs will satisfy different rules. Okay, so sometimes there are possibilities to give 2 or more rules for the relation. Okay, so once again I am repeating you, a relation sometimes have many rules. Okay, a relation has many rules sometimes, and sometimes we are not possible to identify the rule. There is some rule, but sometimes it is not possible for us. Okay, right? And sometimes, right? So, and if you have a rule, then for sure you will get only one relation. Once again, I am repeating you. Here I am taking. Okay, rule will give us one relation. Relation may give us many rules. Okay, if you have a relation means you have ordered pairs. So you need to observe those ordered pairs. If you observe those ordered pairs, sometimes you will get many relations, right? For suppose here I don't have. For suppose if I give you a relation from other side, set containing 2, 4, I will give. Set containing 2, 4. One people will say that the second element is the double of the first element. One person may say that the first element is half of the second element, and another person may say that the second element is the square of the first element, and another person will say that the first element is the square root of the second element. That in the sense the single element 2, 4 is producing 4 different rules. Okay, if you think some more time, you are able to give you some more rules. The second element is 2 more than the first element. Is it right? So that in the sense, this is one relation for some A cross B, not for this. Okay, because here 4 is not there. Just for an example I mentioned here. Okay, so for such type of relations, for such type of elements, there are ways to produce many rules. So a relation will give us many rules, but if I have a rule, for sure there is one relation. Okay, just have a look. Till now, if you have any doubts, just raise your hands. See, for suppose I have a set, say some P, which contains set of roll numbers of ninth class students. Set of roll numbers of ninth class students, or you may say Q. Q is simply nothing but set of roll numbers of 10th class students. Okay, you just say that set of roll numbers of 9th class students in a school, in a B school, and set of roll numbers of 10th class students in B school. You just name the school as B, and you just collect the set of roll numbers of 9th class in set P and set of roll numbers of 10th class in set Q. For suppose you say how many students are there in 9th class, n of P. For suppose you may take it as some 40. There are 40 students in the 9th class. And n of Q, number of students in the 10th class, you may see it as some 35. Since number of students in 9th class is 40 and the number of students in 10th class is 35, then what you say about the number of ordered pairs in P cross Q? So now connecting P and Q, and in the sense, see, connecting every student of 9th class to every student of 10th class here. See, in how many possible ways I will connect. See, the first student, the first roll number 1 of 9th class, I am just connecting to every roll number of the 10th class. Okay, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 1 comma 35. Like that I will connect this roll number 1 of 9th class to every element or every person of the 10th class. So like that we need to connect in all possible ways. So the number of elements in P cross Q is simply nothing but 30 into 45 or 40 into 35. So what is its count? So 35, 2s is 70 and 35, 4s is 140. So you will get that 1400 possibilities. So the number of elements in P cross Q, how many? 1400. Then number of relations from P to Q. Number of relations from P to Q. How many relations do I have from P to Q? Then these number of relations are simply nothing but 2 power 1400. Just think about it. 2 power 1400 means how such big number it is. Okay, there are such many relations from P to Q. So identifying rules for every relation is somewhat bit complicated. Okay, so some relations may give us many rules and sometimes the relation don't give us a rule. But if you have a rule, for sure you will give a relation. For suppose I will define a relation here. So R1 is a relation such that, see, R1 is a relation such that I will name that relation as brother of. I will name such a relation as brother of. That in the sense you need to collect the ordered pairs x comma y in this R1 such that x is brother of y. So this is the set builder form notation. Okay, x y such that x is brother of y. And you need to think, okay, here I don't have write the elements here. For suppose if you think if there are any brothers in 9th class and 10th class, you need to collect all those ordered pairs. For suppose you may say roll number 20 of the 9th class, okay, is a brother for roll number 27 of 10th class, then you need to collect 20 comma 27. Okay, there are such possibilities, right? There are some brothers in 9th and 10th class, right? Okay, and for suppose if there are some other persons, roll number 25 of 9th class is the brother of roll number 6. So you just take, for suppose I am mentioning 25 comma 6 and roll number 1 of 9th class is roll number 32 of 10th class, if they are brothers, and you need to collect these ordered pairs in this relation R1. See, here the rule of the relation is brother of. If you think about that relation brother of, for sure what will happen? For sure these are the only possible ordered pairs. We don't have any other relations. Okay. For suppose, yeah, I will take one relation. Okay, I will take some ordered pairs, and if I have ordered pairs, then I ask you some people to establish a relation between these people. For example, I will take one ordered pair. R2 is equals to, for suppose if I say that is some roll number 11 of 9th class to the roll number 31 of 10th class. I just connected roll number 11 and roll number 31. So for sure it's an ordered pair, and this is a subset of that P cross Q. So it is a relation from that P to Q. And for suppose I call you some people, so just say the relation between 11 and 31. So some people may say that, see, if you say these elements as x and y, they say that x is friend of y. Is it clear? Yeah, it may happen. And another person may say that x and y are of same city. That's also a relation, right? Because those two are studying in the same school, they may belong to same city. And some other person may come and say that the age of the second person is more than the age of the first person. Is it a rule, right? The age of the second person is more than the age of the first person. So there are many ways to give the rules in such a way. Okay, so one relation will give us many such rules. But if you have the rule, then there is no any possibility to go with many relations. A rule only gives us one relation, that's it. Okay, and for suppose if I take a relation, you may say here I am taking some R3. I will take it as father of. Is there any such possibility? Is there any such possibility? I just gave the roll numbers of 9th class students here and roll numbers of the 10th class students here. And then is there any such possibility where that y is father of that x? No. So for sure this R3 gives us an empty relation. Is it clear? Or sometimes I may give you that the age of y is 30 years more than the age of x. If I say like that. Okay, R3 is equals to set containing ordered pairs x comma y such that y is equals to x plus 30 as per their age. Okay. So age of y is equals to age of x plus 30. Is there any such possibility? No. So this R3 is clearly an empty relation. Okay. So what I am going to tell you is, so there are 2 power 1400 relations, and every relation has some specific rule. Sometimes we may observe and sometimes we can't observe. Okay. For suppose I just collected some numbers. Okay. For example, I know that I say a village, you just name that village as some V, and I know the people from that village V from both 9th class and 10th class. I will just collect in all possible ways those persons. Okay. Here the numbers of 2, 3, 4 of 9th class, and there the numbers of 5, 6, 7 of 10th class are of the same village V. So if I connect these 2, 3, 4 and those 5, 6, 7 in all possible ways, and I will arrange all those ordered pairs in a relation. Okay, and I say that the ordered pair, the rule of the relation is that those two persons belongs to the same village V. I say it like that. See, if the other persons don't know about the locality of those students, they can't identify the rule of that relation, because I arranged that. Okay, because I know that those students belongs to the same village, so I am very comfortable to give a rule for that relation. But other persons, since they don't know about the locality of those students, say they don't give any relation for that ordered pairs, right? So that's why then what I am concluding is, if a rule I will get one relation. If a relation I have, sometimes I will give you many rules, and sometimes I am not able to give you the rules. Okay, but at the end, in solving the problems, always the problems will give us the rules, and they ask us to frame relations. So our work is somewhat simple. Okay, nothing more than that. Just have a look. Until now, just think about the notations. For suppose A comma B, any two sets, and you say n of A and n of B, the number of elements. If you take the number of elements as some m and n of A is equals to m, n of B is equals to n, then what you say about the number of elements of A cross B, n of A cross B, you will get that m into n, and number of subsets. Number of subsets is equals to 2 power mn. Okay, since there are mn elements in A cross B, then for sure you will get that 2 power mn element subsets for that A cross B. So therefore, number of relations from A to B. Number of relations from A to B is simply what? 2 power mn, and we just write it like 2 power n of A into n of B. Okay, these are the number of relations. The rule for the number of relations is 2 power n of a into n of b, which are just nothing but the number of subsets of a cross b. And the next thing, or suppose if R is a relation from A to B, if R is a relation from A to B, okay, we write R is from A to B, like that we will just mention R is from A to B. And for if that relation may consist of some elements like x comma y and something, we will have some ordered pairs like in that R, okay. So then we represent that x comma y belongs to R. R is connecting x to y, or we say R of x is equals to y, or sometimes we notate x or y. Just think about it. If there is a relation and there are some ordered pairs in that relation, so for suppose if x comma y is an ordered pair in that relation R, then that is just notated as xy belongs to R. R is connecting x to y. R of x is equals to y. X or y, like that we will define. Okay, just have a look, and this is simply a rule, a notation for the relations. And based on these notations, and based on the definitions, and based on the rules, we are going to solve some problems and analyze some more about the relations in the next class. Just have a look.